Tonight, we examine three major developments shaping Nigeria's political and economic conversation. First, a weighty allegation by former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who claims that President Bola Tinubu secretly takes 100 billion naira every month from the Federation account. The claim is unsubstantiated for now, but it has raised serious questions around transparency, accountability, and the management of public funds. We'll have a look at that video and then we'll return for more conversations. Let's have a look.
Data. I'm not quoting something out of the air. So, for that 100 billion that goes out every month from Federation account, without appropriation by the National Assembly, by the way, without appropriation by the state assemblies, because part of the money belongs to the states. So each state assembly is supposed to appropriate that part. So the entire deduction and expenditure is unconstitutional. It's an impeachable offense, but it has been going on for more than 15 months from the last time I checked. So where has that 1.5 trillion gone? What is it being used for? Why is the security situation just getting worse? Why is the government asking communities to protect themselves? Look, well, President Tinubu's government has felt woeful. Look, beyond, if you asked me in 2022 or 2023 when we were campaigning that things will ever be this bad, I would say that you are mentally ill.
Very briefly, because we're almost out of time.
By claiming that President Bola Tinubu takes 100 billion naira away from the Federation account without approval, and it is an impeachable offense. Now, we're looking at the controversy that has trailed the reported appointment of businessman Obi Cubana as Southeast Zonal Coordinator for Tinubu ahead of the 2027 presidential elections. While supporters frame it as political mobilization, critics argue it reinforces concerns about elite dominance and the growing role of presidential families in partisan politics. And finally, in Anambra State, where Governor Chukwuma Soludo has ordered the shutdown of the admission main market for 1 week following alleged defiance of sit-at-home directives. The move has sparked debate over governance, security enforcement, and economic consequences for traders. Now, we're taking it with the first video we just looked at with El-Rufai claiming 100 billion naira is being deducted monthly, and this has been going on for over 15 months. And according to him, it is an impeachable offense, right? What is your take on this, Ifoma?
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, thank you for that question. I think this story is quite worrisome. I was shocked. I was in awe when I saw this. I'm like, oh, this has been happening for the past how many months, and Nigerians are yet to hear about it. And what spurred El-Rufai to come up with this, news to Nigerians? But that is not the bone of contention right now. 100 billion naira being taken or withdrawn from Federation accounts, like I said earlier, is quite worrisome, because it's in that Federation account that a lot of revenues, internally generated revenues from oil, from taxes, custom levies, and at the end of the month we have it's been appropriated to the federal government, the state government, and the local government. So an arbitral withdrawal of this money, like I said, is quite worrisome, because I believe that before you withdraw money from this account, from the executive, it needs to be backed up legally. So
of course,
withdrawing the money without legal backing is kind of an executive overreach, or the executive kind of moving out from crossing their boundaries. And like what he said, it's an impeachment offense. It calls for impeachment, but it's not really grounds for impeachment. the president is kind of still innocent until it is proven guilty. So I think what needs to be done right now is an independent body that will investigate, probe into this matter, and discover if truly this money has been withdrawn from the account, and if it has been proven both in the National Assembly and a lot of people have, I think that should be a 2/3 or 1/3 of the National Assembly agrees to this, then we can talk about impeachment processes. But it is not yet grounds for impeachment.
All right.
But I mean, it's an alarming signal.
You see, this is something that worries me about this country. It is the fact that when we hear news like this, or when we see people of high political standing come out to make such claims, we don't treat it as it should be treated. Now, you see this particular video we just watched, the type of engagement it has gathered, it is going to die down in a day, or even before a day. There will always be something next to talk about. And when you see an ex-governor coming out to make such claims, nobody is looking into it. The bodies that are supposed to be responsible for looking into such fraudulent claims, like the EFCC, anti-graft agencies, the ICPT, and the likes, are not picking up on that to really investigate as to what exactly is being said. Because Rufai has made such bold claims in the past. This is not going to be the first shocking claim that Rufai has made. And I just think personally, for me, my own opinion, the way and manner and how likely such accusations are being treated just says a whole lot about the way that we treat governance and the way that we treat such sensitive matters. Because when you have an ex-governor coming out to say that the sitting president deducts 100 billion naira monthly, and it has been going on for over 15 months, and when you add that up together, you have about 1.5 trillion naira that has been deducted from the federation account without approval from the Senate or anybody at all. And it's just illegal, first of all, right? Although he says, when you listen to that video very well, he says, oh, the data is there, you can't check it. This is, you can't check it and all. And the people that are supposed to check this are not checking it, the FCC and the rest, because I'm sure that they have gotten news of this. It's as though now, first of all, it's very scary, but it's as though that's why the FCC chairman will always be labeled with accusations of taking bribes and being corrupt because of cases like this.
Yeah, Sharon, you still hear Daniel Bwala come out in the public to tell you that is political witch hunting. That is because in 2023, when the president got the ticket and when he won the election, that he didn't include Rufai in his cabinet.
That's something that they always say as a cover-up.
Come out to see, but investigate the matter. Is this rumor, is this allegation truly true? Because I mean, the man has provided you with sites where you could get these informations from. So why not probe into
and then also the fact that he's not hiding. He's not covering his face. He's saying this on national television for everybody to see, even the said president to see such claims. And another thing you said about Daniel Bwala coming out to say, oh, it's as a result of him not being on his team when he won the elections. Another thing is also from the presidency not addressing such claims. A lot of things, like I said, have been said about the president and his presidency, but it has not been addressed. It has not been addressed by the president himself. I'm not even talking Daniel Bwala, because it's easy to hear Daniel Bwala say anything in favor of his boss, which is understandable to a large extent. But when you make such claims, such humongous claims, I just think this begs for the attention of the president, and I really hope that they come out to address this very issue.
Even if they don't address it, I think Nigerians owe it to themselves, because these monies that are being generated from all these things are some of them are taxpayers, so most of it is taxpayers' money. So this video need to really go viral for Nigerians to understand what is going on. You complain that there is no good roads, this is why there is no good roads. You complain that there is no better infrastructure, there is no employment for the youth. These are the things that,
and apart from it even going viral, right? Sorry to cut you short. Apart from it going viral, because it's not even about it going viral. Because if you take a look at it, the citizens are are aware of these things. It's easier for them to see videos like this. They have their social media, they see things like this. So I don't even really think going viral is going to help it. It's the fact that people that are supposed to see this and take action are turning a blind eye. They are acting as though they are not seeing it. The appropriate authorities are not taking action.
I get you. Now, when we have Nigerians, when this video goes viral and we have Nigerians in lots, in mass, Nigerians reacting to this video, you're going to see maybe EFCC trying to act like they are probing into it. But really, people I really want to see attracted in this are international bodies, because to be honest, I've lost hope in anybody that has to do with Nigeria. So I'm looking forward to our international bodies.
And within international bodies as well, the fact that we are seeing that, just to mention it briefly as we move over to the next story, we're seeing now that the president is considering changing his vice presidential candidate for 2027, which is richly as a result of what the type of attention that his Muslim ticket has garnered in the last year, especially with the increased Christian genocide. And I also agree that if international bodies maybe step up and start asking questions, then they will pay attention on how they answer those particular questions. Now we move over to Anambra State, where we're seeing the Governor Soludo coming out to announce that he has shut down the Onitsha main market because they deferred his rule and his directive to cancel sit-at-home on Mondays in Anambra State. We're going to have a look at what happened earlier today, and then we'll return for a full-on conversation. Let's have a look.
And the rules are that markets are open Monday to Saturday. If you are not prepared to open your shops Monday to Saturday, then leave Anambra, go to elsewhere. Simple. Period. Okay? So, this market will be shut down for the remainder of this week. It will not be open tomorrow. It will not be open on Wednesday. It will not be open on Thursday. It will not be open on Friday. It will open again on Monday. And if we come on Monday, you want what? Yes. And the rules are that markets are open Monday to Saturday. If you are not prepared to open your shops Monday to...
we just saw that video now from the Governor Chukuma Soludo, coming out to announce that not only has he shut down the Onitsha main market for a week, but if upon checking next week Monday, that the traders are yet to resume on said Monday, that they would go forward to shut down the entire market for an additional month. It seems as though Governor Charles Soludo is not joking about cancelling the Monday sit-at-home that has rocked the Southeast for years now. But what's your take?
Okay, I think this is a welcome development, but I still feel like it's kind of too blunt. Why do I say it's too blunt? I feel like the governor should have given maybe a 1 week or 2 days prior notice to people in Onitsha, market traders in Onitsha, to at least adhere to these rules and regulations. Yes, we know that it has been there for a long time, but more like telling them that if you don't do this, these are the consequences that the market is going to face, than just coming out to shut down the market one week, and if they don't resume the upper week, you will shut it down continuously or consistently. But let me talk little on this sit-at-home other thing. You know, it's been long coming. We Nigerians have really leveraged on this sit-at-home to perpetrate a lot of crimes and to sit down comfortably in their homes when they're supposed to be, you know, going about businesses, trying to improve the economy of the state. So I get the grievances of the government by saying that, I mean, you cannot be using sit-at-home as an excuse and be crippling the economy of the state, knowing fully well that Onitsha market is one of the biggest markets we have in West Africa, and not just that, is one of the biggest market that we have in the south east. So shutting it down on Mondays is kind of reducing the production to put the revenue for the governor or the government as it stands. So I think I understand the grievances of the government, but at the same time, people are not sitting in their homes because they really want to sit in their homes because they fear sitting at home. They are sitting in their homes because there is no assurance of security. If some people decide to come out on Mondays, what is the guarantee that when they come out on Mondays that they are going to go back the same way they come out on Mondays? That is something that the government of Anambra State need to take cognizance of. It's not about telling them, if you don't start market on Monday, that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Are you going to overhaul security in that particular market before this? That is what I believe that he should be concerned about, and not whether people will obey the rules or not obey the rules. Even though we have instances in the past that people, shy away from going to the market because, they sit at home, not really because it's unsafe.
I think I have a different take on this, because actually we are a country and a nation that has cried a lot about enforcement and the lack of enforcement. Actually, we have laws. If you look at our constitution, I think to a large extent, the 1999 constitution as amended is a very sweet constitution, right? It's a great body of work and laws and all, but what we do lack is enforcement, and it's something that has bedeviled us for so long. So I think I am of the opposite stance where you are, and I really do think it is a great move where the governor is coming out to enforce that law. So this was given on a Saturday. This announcement was made on a Saturday that there should be business as usual on Mondays, and apart from that, even schools should resume, that transportation will be made available, there will be security. And even during this particular speech that he was giving in Onitsha Main Market, he said that there are going to be security to enforce that this particular stance and that this place was going to be shut down. And I believe if you're going to come out and say, oh, let there be more security, in the defense of the governor, I would say I've seen his attempt in the state of trying to get vigilante groups like the Agony Chamber and the rest, because what we see from the national security is the fact that they always take their directives from the president. They always take their directives from Abuja. Nobody really listens to state governors, which is something that the president says he's trying to change by bringing state police in and bringing state police, so that we have security agencies that can listen to state governors and all. No, don't worry. So I'm just wrapping it up because you've given your take on it. No, don't worry. Sorry, I just wanted to.
That's what you're saying right now.
Let me just land.
Some people in that conversation think otherwise.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, some people.
I'm trying to say that, right, that I get your point, right? The security threat that people are facing is the reason why they don't feel comfortable enough to resume on Monday.
Not only
now,
that,
apart from that, don't worry, I've heard what you said, right? I gave you time enough to talk. I'm just saying, because of time, right? Okay. Because of time, I'm going to just say that as a result of that, people are scared now to come out because of the security threats that they have faced. But the thing is that there are lots of times when they said, oh, they are going to end sit at home when Mr. Kanu's case is taken to court, when it's being tried. And if you let that continue, it is going to tarry for an unidentified number of time, and it is going to become a norm. It has become shameful for us as a region, when you're talking to people from Abuja, oh, I just went to work on Monday, and you're telling them, oh, we didn't go to work on Monday because we're having sit at home. And the sit at home is not anything that I think has benefited us economically, financially, as a nation, or even as a people, as a state. So if it's going to take shutting down the biggest market in West Africa to get people to listen to the state governor, I think it's a great move. And this is what other law enforcers and law enforcement agencies should do as well. Now, because of time, we're going to the last story that we have for today, and it is something that I think has caused a lot of controversies on social media ever since I heard this. I think I started seeing this yesterday, but I was trying to ensure that this was actually factual, and I was trying to see if Obi Cubana himself was going to make a post about this. But it's been almost 24 hours and he's yet to say anything, and I'm still seeing that it's trending. He has not denied it, he has not agreed to it, so we're just going to talk about it. It is the fact that we're hearing that he has been made the Southeast Zonal Coordinator for Chidi Tinubu ahead of the presidential election, tagged City Boy, right? And he's going to be in charge of the Southeast. Now, there are two different group of people who have reacted to this news. People who are saying that he has betrayed the Southeast, and what this means is that he's not going to be supporting his brothers who are running, the likes of Mr. P2B, for the presidential election, and that he has somehow pitched his tent with the enemy. Others are saying that it is a means for the Igbos to not be marginalized anymore, seeing that they have cried long enough for as a result of being marginalized from national politics, and seeing this as a gap or as a bridge that we can cross before 2027 to be more actively involved in national politics. Where do you stand on these two groups?
Well, I think it is within his rights to choose whoever or whomever he wants to support for the 2027. If he chooses that he wants to support Tinubu for 2027, then it is his right. I don't see a big deal in what he's doing. So if people are saying that, I mean, he's supposed to be supporting the East for because of the fact that they have been marginalized over the years, I don't really see the reason. He is a private citizen, so he should be allowed to support whomever he wants to support.
And then I also think, concerning this story as well, that the fact that people are projecting their hurts from this present administration on Obi Cubana as a person is something to also be concerned about, because since he has not come out to agree to this, anything I'm going to be saying is allegedly, right? He has not come out to openly say that this position was given to him or that he accepted this position, but he has also not denied it. But at the end of the day, if you're going to judge somebody without seeing them even doing anything, he has not started working for him yet. We don't know what is in the works. He has not done anything illegal that you can hold on to. His only crime is accepting to work for Tinubu in 2027. And that is, like you said, his individual choice. It is his choice to choose whom to work for, when he wants to work for them as an individual. Now, he is not a monarch, he is not a traditional ruler that would force down his own opinion or force down his own choice down your throat. It is left for you as a Nigerian who has observed the political terrain and the climate to understand and to know where exactly you want to pitch your tent. So he's not going to force down Tinubu down your throat. It is left for you to make that decision for yourself. And I also like the fact that when I saw a video earlier of Obi Cubana and some Igbo businessmen coming out to have a sort of private dinner or private lunch with Tinubu, the president's son, I just think that for so long, Nigerians and the southeastern Nigerians have complained about being marginalized. And if you're seeing an opportunity to bridge that gap and do better, we're not saying you should bridge that gap and continue with what our ancestors were doing or to make things even worse. If you're going to bridge that gap and do something beneficial for the southeast as a region, then why not? We can't say that we want to eat at the table and then complain when we're being invited. And I just honestly think that this is his invitation to make decisions that would affect the southeast as a region. Now, finally, as we wrap up this conversation, we've touched on the fact that the governor of Anambra State, in person of Governor Charles Soludo, has shut down Onitsha main market for a week over sit-at-home defiance. And not just that, he's also asked schools to reopen on Mondays. And adding to that, he's also said that he's introducing a pro rata system of payment for civil servant workers. So what this means is that if you're working in Anambra State, you're not just going to be throwing your monthly salaries. What you're going to do is they're going to compare your attendance and then give you your money at the end of the month. Now, we also touched on the fact that Rufai came out to say that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been, quote unquote, stealing 100 billion naira from the Federation account without approval, and it is an act that is worthy of impeachment. But I think I'll leave it for us to decide in the comments. And finally, we touched on Obi Cubana and his backlash after being made Southeast Zonal Coordinator for Tinubu. These are the conversations. We want to get your perspective, your thoughts, and your opinions in the comment section. Thank you once again, Ifomoji, for joining me on the conversation. And to you, our viewers, thank you as well for joining. If this is your first time, this is Active Citizens Parliament, where we discuss Nigerian politics. If you are yet to subscribe, please endeavor to do so. And follow us across all social media at Active Citizens. You can find me as well across all my social media pages at Sharon Enemchuku. And you, Ifoma?
You can find me across all socials at Miss Alex.
All right, till we see you tomorrow, do have a fabulous evening.